Rainbow Six Siege pits teams of elite operators up against each other, and the focus point of Siege is not just on raw shooting, but heavily leans towards strategy, teamwork, and tactical decision making. And since its launch back in 2015, Rainbow Six Siege has been continuously evolving, from operator balance streaks and bug fixes to adding entire new maps and operators. And the game has grown immensely in depth and complexity, and the world is a grounded, intense battlefield where every decision can be the difference between victory and defeat. And in this high-stakes scenario, communication, fast thinking, and adaptability are key, making it an exciting playground for those who crave a challenge. But what makes the game truly unique is its destructive environment and operator system. Each operator has a unique gadget or ability that can turn the tide of a round. Coupled with the game's emphasis on inviolable destruction, Rainbow Six Siege ensures no two rounds are the same, providing a level of replayability seldom seen in the genre. Now, at its core, Rainbow Six Siege is a game of attack and defend, involving two teams of 5. Each round, one team defends a specific objective, while the other one attempts to breach and secure it. And the game caters to those who love teamwork, strategy, and nail-biting tactical combat. Here's an example of how a mission could play out. You're an attacker Ash, known for her ranged breaching rounds. You can use your drone to scout the area and find out where the defenders have fortified the basement. Working together with Thermite, you can breach reinforced walls. You follow a plan to attack it from multiple angles while your teammate distracts from the front. And the coordination and execution of the plan could be the difference between a win or a loss. And each operator has a unique set of tools and weapons that cater to specific playstyles. And the progression in Siege is less about an overarching story and more about mastering its tactical depth and the nuance of a diverse operator roster. As you play more, you'll gain renown, the in-game currency, which can be used to unlock more operators, each with unique abilities, therefore gradually expanding your strategic options. Now, the game is known for its steep learning curve. It is not particularly friendly to new players, offering no in-game tutorial. The nature of the gameplay can be punishing, especially if you face experienced players. But even experienced players can be caught off guard by a well-placed booby trap or be taken out by an enemy they didn't know was lurking around the corner. That said, the game emphasizes heavily on trial and error. Each failure is a lesson, and you gradually learn to anticipate enemy strategies, utilize your operator's abilities, and understand the importance of teamwork. Guides and tutorials can help you, but nothing beats the experience and intuition developed from the actual gameplay, which makes the game cater to both casual and hardcore players. The casual will enjoy the quick match, and the hardcore player will enjoy the thrill of ranked and competitive play. And there's a variety of game modes in Siege, including casual, ranked, unranked, and various limited time events. But the main gameplay is definitely the competitive side, as this is where you're gonna be spending most of your time. Now, for the first few hours of playing Rainbow Six Siege, you can feel quite overwhelmed due to its deep tactical gameplay and a vast array of operators with unique gadgets. Also, the environment is as much your enemy as the opposing team, since walls, ceilings, and floors can all be breached or shot through, leaving virtually no place to be completely safe. And the combat is intense and tactical. Every operator has a different set of weapons, from assault rifles to shotguns to unique gadgets like EMP grenades and signal disruptors. And the game emphasizes precision and strategy over brute force. And the combat system is fundamentally about strategy and teamwork. Each round is a new puzzle that requires cooperation, communication, and strategy. And teams will alternate between attacking and defending. And as an attacker, you might need to go in and rescue hostage, defuse a bomb, or secure a location. And as you progress in the game, you unlock operators with unique abilities that add depth to the combat. This results in an evolving metagame where certain strategies and operators combination rise and fall in popularity. And over time, you'll need to learn how to adapt to these shifts and develop strategies to counter popular tactics. And basically, the more you play and you gain experience, you unlock more operators, and your options for strategic play expand. And your choices will heavily depend on your team's strategy and the operators your teammates pick. Now, the game released in 2015 and usually costs around $20, but it is actually quite often on sale by up to 50 to 70%. And there's definitely a lot of value to get from this game due to the sheer amount of content updates, new operators, and maps added since launch. If you find this helpful, a like on the video helps a ton with the YouTube algorithm, and I'd really appreciate the support. Now, the game features a detailed and realistic graphic that are still impressive years after release. The destructible environments are particularly noteworthy, with the walls, floors, and barricades all displaying distinct damage types based on the weapon used. The operators are finely detailed with unique character models and animations, and the sound design is also very crucial. Every footstep, gun sound, and breach wall can give away your position and alert the enemy of your presence. This design pushes the immersion to the next level, as players often find themselves relying on audio cues just as much as visual ones. And the positional audio is excellent, allowing you to hear sounds from above, below, or all around you, enhancing the tactical aspect of the gameplay. And the overall ambience, whether it's the tense silence of a standoff or the sudden burst of flashbang, is effectively rendered. And the sound isn't just immersive, it is a tool for survival. And learning how to differentiate between the different sound cues can often be a difference between victory or defeat. Now let's look at the pros and the cons of the game. For the first pro, you have the depth of gameplay, and the game has a unique approach to tactical FPS gameplay, and it's one of the biggest selling points. It requires strategy, teamwork, and fast reflexes to succeed. Then you also have the destructive environment and a wide variety of operators with unique ability to greatly enhance the tactical depth. Then you have the sound design, and it's just exceptional. And it's not just for show, it's a fundamental part of the gameplay. You can hear enemy footstep, distant gunfire, and nearby explosion, and these are all vital information to keep track of. And last pro is the active development. The game is still receiving constant updates with new operators, balance tweaks, and fresh content, which has kept the game alive and exciting for years after its release. Now let's look at the cons. The first con is hands down the learning curve. It is very steep, especially for new players. This is a very difficult game for a casual player, as the level of skill varies a lot and is highly necessary for actually winning games. And with this is also next con, which is the toxicity. Like many competitive online games, Rainbow Six can often sometimes suffer from toxic players. It is not as bad as other games like League of Legends, but if you're having an off game, there will probably be someone to point out for you. And next con is the grind for operators. Now while the base game is not expensive, it can feel a bit grindy if you're trying to unlock new operators without spending real money. And this can definitely be a source of frustration if you're trying to have all the gameplay options available without additional purchase or extensive gameplay. Now let's grade the game. The first one grading on is the gameplay. It is definitely the strongest asset of the game, with a big emphasis on tactical play, team-based action, and destructible environment. And here I give it an 8.5 out of 10. And the game really offers a refreshing take on the FPS genre. However, the high skill ceiling and steep learning curve can be really intimidating for new players. And next in grading on is the graphics, sound, and immersion. Now the graphics are actually quite solid with well-detailed environment and operators. However, it's the sound design that really excels the game, adding an extra layer of immersion and depth to gameplay. And here it gets an 8 out of 10. While the graphics aren't the best on the market now, the sound design and the clever use of it is top notch. And the final thing we're grading on is the replayability and progression. And the game actually has a broad array of operators to unlock and master, as well as constant updates and new content. And here I also give the game an 8 out of 10. And the game offers a substantial replay value. However, the grind to unlock new operators can feel quite lengthy, and balancing issues can sometimes limit the appeal of certain characters. But you can easily get hundreds, if not thousands of hours in this game, and the overall grade is therefore an 8 out of 10. So in conclusion, Rainbow Six Siege is a unique and engaging take on competitive FPS, offering a deeply tactical experience that stands out from its peers. Now while the steep learning curve and potential grind can be a deterrent for some, those looking for a more strategic and team-based shooter will find a lot to love here. And the game's difficulty and importance of teamwork makes for a really rewarding experience once you understand the mechanics. And Siege is a game that truly shines when you're coordinating with your team, making smart tactical decisions, and adapting on the fly. It's a title that would challenge you, but also provide a great sense of achievement when you succeed. So if you enjoy challenging tactical shooters, and if you're willing to invest some time to overcome the initial learning curve, Rainbow Six Siege could be an excellent addition to your game library. Just be prepared for a potentially rocky start and some grinding, but just know that persistence pays off in this deep and complex game. But what do you think? Do you think it's worth it? Leave a comment down below and let us know. And as always, a like on the video is much appreciated, as it really helps out the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so much for doing that. Also check out the rest of the channel for more game reviews. And I think you really enjoyed the videos on the screen now, so check those out and I'll see you there.